Welcome to the West Ham versus Arsenal preview here on Unbiased Sports. Before we get going, remember to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Comment below what you think the score is going to be for the game. What you think about the EFL Cup. A lot of people don't like the cup. For me, I like the cup. A cup's a cup. A victory is a victory. With teams dominating the way they've been dominated, like Man City, there ain't much out there to win. So listen, you want to win something. So sometimes an EFL Cup can be the difference between a very bad season or a decent season if you do other stuff correctly. For example, last season we still would have bottled it, but if we had an EFL Cup in it, it would have been a good season. You know, without the EFL Cup, it was a season, if you know what I mean. So listen, I like the cup, but listen, Unbiased Sports, let's get going. Today, West Ham at the London Stadium. Now, this is a tough game, London derby. Obviously, you know West Ham. They like to turn up to London derbies. I see people writing this game off in the sense of saying like rest like most of our team. I think that's disrespecting West Ham a little bit. And you're hoping, saying this, that West Ham rotate their team. Because if West Ham don't rotate their team and we go out and rotate our entire team, it's going to be a tough game. Let's be real. Now, I'm hearing this. I'm hearing don't play Declan Rice. I'm hearing this, that, play youngsters. None of that. Listen, at the end of the day, I don't think we should be putting out a full strength squad. I don't think we need to. I do think West Ham will rotate as well. For me, Declan Rice, captain of this game. Declan Rice, I'd rest Odegaard again. I think you could rest him. Maybe bring him on. I'd start Declan Rice and I'd give him the captain armband. You know why? Get into their heads from early. Maybe it don't get into their heads, who knows? But there's been countless times where we've sold players to other teams in the Premier League, and they play straight away. They're playing against us when we play them. They're the captain, this and that. There's all this pressure, all that crap. For me, Declan Rice plays tonight and he's the captain. Returning to the London Stadium, he'll put in a performance. He'll put in a performance. He's a professional. He loves West Ham, but you know that this will probably make him want to put in a performance. And if they were to boo him, he'll want to put in a performance even more. I keep knocking this bloody mic. But listen, not an easy game, but definitely winnable. Should win this game. Should go through to the next round. You see who's left in the competition. There's no Man City. No Spurs. There's a few teams out. Like, let's be honest. There's Liverpool. There's Chelsea. There's Am I right in saying there's there's United against Newcastle. So one of them two big boys are going out. Bigger boys, shall I say? So listen, this competition's winnable, man. Obviously, it's not the be all end all. It's not what we want, but I'll go. We got to go and try and win everything this season. Yeah, none of this. We're too bigger fish to fry. Like, listen, yeah, I get that bigger fish to fry thing last season. I feel like people try and use that against certain Arsenal fans, but I feel like it was a defense mechanism for certain Arsenal fans who were still in the title race. Like, all them fans that were saying that were still pissed that we were out of the cup. But it's like, to not take the banter, to not look like this or that, we'll just say, it's only the EFL Cup. Listen, all football fans do the same thing. Let's be honest. So, yeah. But let's go on to, I want to go on to the starting 11 for today's game that I would go with personally. And it's a strong and weakened team, in my opinion. But it's strong enough to beat West Ham. I'd go for Aaron Ramsdale in goal. I'd go for Ben White right back. With Gabriel and Kivior in centre-back. I'd give Saliba a rest this game, seeing as Gabriel got a rest last game. I'd play Zinchenko left-back because, for me, Tomiyasu should be starting against Newcastle. That game just needs someone with a bit more defensive attributes. I think against Newcastle, we need to be a bit more defensive. Then in the midfield, I'll go Declan Rice, Smith Rowe next to him, and Fabio Vieira, with Odegaard maybe coming off the bench. And then on the right, I'd have Reece Nelson. On the left, I'd have Trossard. And up front, I'd have Kai Havertz. Now, obviously, Jesus and Partey are injured. Okay. But I think that is enough to beat West Ham. Maybe you could say start either Martinelli or Saka. I don't know. But then again, do you put Kai Havertz in the cam? Maybe play Reece and then play Eddie Nketiah because he did get a hat-trick last game. He likes this competition. He gets a few goals in this competition. So maybe you start Nketiah. But you're going to need Nketiah against Newcastle. But this thing about resting, I get it with some players. I don't think Declan Rice needs a rest this game. I really don't. He's a workhorse. Xhaka never used to get rested, man. There's certain players that can play. Certain players, yes, they do need resting. I don't even think really Saliba needs resting. But like, I'm just saying, I think Kiwior played good on the weekend, and I think he deserves a start. And I think Gabriel probably want to get a little run out before the Newcastle game. That's why I'm saying it. But yeah, for me, that's the team I'd go for. We'll see what the manager puts out. We'll see what West Ham put out against our team. But listen, for me, we should win tonight. I believe we will win tonight. I believe that we'll beat West Ham. West Ham ain't on the greatest form right now, but you know they've been decent this season. They've beat some teams, and they've put in some performances. So they're always they've got people like Kudus, Paqueta, but I don't know if Bowen's injured or not. They've got Ward Prowse, they've got Antonio, they've got decent players. They've got players that can cause you problems. If you don't turn up and play correctly against West Ham, they beat you. Yeah, we're away from home. They'll be up for it. But I think someone like Declan Rice can be the thing that just makes it too much for them, you know. So listen, I see the score being like 2-1 or maybe 3-1. I think we will concede, just because if we rotate. But then again, you never know. We'll get away from home. Our defensive record's good, but I think seeing as it's a cup game, it's away, it's at Wednesday night, I see us conceding a goal. So I'm going to say 2-1 or 3-1. Fuck it, I'm gonna go 3-1. You know why? I said 3-0 and then changed it to 2-0 on the weekend, and we won 5-0. So I'm gonna stick with 3-1 and hope for that. But yeah, listen, West Ham, we got a tough little draw here, man. It's not Blackburn Rovers or anything like that where you think you can play youngsters and that. I think, listen, I wouldn't be against a certain one youngster being on the team. I feel like if we've got a few young defenders, maybe chuck one of them in, but I don't know. The manager will know more on that. Obviously, this would be a perfect game for me to say bring in a Norton Cuffy right back, but he's not here. He's on loan. So listen, we'll see, man. We'll see. But definitely I'd have some of them on the bench. Depends on how the game goes. Might be able to bring them on. So we'll see in it. We'll see. But that's all really for the match preview. Bigger fish to fry, apparently, on the weekend. Certain people will say. But for me, the cups are the biggest fishes, and we want to eat the biggest fishes. So there's 4 of them. So we got to want to eat all 4 of them fishes. Do you know what I mean? So for me, the Carabao Cup, the EFL Cup, whatever you fucking call it now, you need to win it. You need to want to win it. Like, you don't need to win it, but you need to want to win it. Like, I don't believe any team should go in with a loser mentality for any game. Like, you should want to win every single game you play. Therefore, there should be no, this game this or this game that. You should want to win the game. It's simple as that. If you want to, listen, Man City won that 4 years in a row, putting more silverware, racking it up. It's been ages. I think it's been like 30 plus years that we've won this cup. I know that it's not the greatest cup, but it's been 30 years since we won it. So obviously, yeah, it's not as easy to win as people make out. It's just that people rest players, but I believe that people only rest players at the start of the competition. Like, I think when it gets later on, people are really going for it. Listen, Man United, it saved their season last year. Man United last year had a crap season. Yeah, like in if you look at it, if they didn't win the EFL Cup, yes, they got Champions League, but they had a poor away record. They got smoked by Liverpool. They got smoked by City. They almost bottled the top 4 near towards the end. The last few games, they could have actually fallen out of the top 4. So without their EFL Cup, their campaign would have looked a lot worse. So listen, we got to go for it. But listen, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Comment below what your thoughts on the EFL Cup. If you think that we should go all out for it, if you think we should rest, what team you would put out, what players you'd rest, what players you'd bring in, if there's any youngsters who you'd bring in, yeah, listen, let me know all below. Make sure to share and all that. It helps the channel, it helps the channel grow. Yeah, Unbiased Sports. Peace.